Hey guys, welcome back to Trek Yards. I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Harrington. Today, we are looking at one of the mini topics of the big wide world that is Star Trek Picard. Episode 3, we cover a lot of little things, and today, what are we doing, Stuart?
We're going to be taking a look at some 2380 something
85.
uniforms. 85 uniforms. There you go. We've already talked about the Admiral's uniform. We saw it in person in Birmingham when I was there. And so we compared it to other Admiral's uniforms and things. But we actually get to see them on two different characters, two different ranks. Get to see them in the sunlight. Get to see a little more detail. So
Well, yeah, the Admiral's uniform was revealed in a picture, a graphical picture, and we said it didn't look very good. Once we saw it in person, the fabric looked better. And then we saw the lady again in the comic. But we said to ourselves, it'll probably look better in person, on camera, with the focal lengths and the color grading. So that, this is the culmination of what does this uniform feel like. Because this is the uniform that is directly after Nemesis, 6 years after Nemesis, and the in-between step between Nemesis and the new one. But I mean, what do you think overall, Stuart? And this will be probably a shortish video. But what do you think of the scene of seeing them two together, of how they fitted, of the vibe? Because I know we've seen a new uniform last week. This is another new uniform.
I really like these uniforms. They are very reminiscent of Star Trek Online uniforms, but I think it works. I'm more impressed with them than I thought I would be. Just noticed some extra details, especially like at the back, the way it goes up at the back and stuff. I like them. The only issue I had is that Picard's comm badge is crooked in some scenes.
There's quite a few crooked comm badges and stuff. There isn't as much
There's no attention to detail, and it annoys me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's been the case in previous, but in old Trek, it was a Velcro, and a Velcro was kind of like, it was a delta on the delta, and you put that onto the delta on the thing, so it was all lined up, and it was easy to get. These are more either the Velcro or the magnetic, as the rank pips are. Therefore, they can move. But yeah, they're not carefully putting them on. But no, I think certainly these look better in the show. Well, I do think, just like with the other uniforms, the shoulders, the armpits, that all bunches more than the older uniforms did. Like, if you look at Voyager and stuff, the way they're crisp, you don't ever get that. Whereas here, they sort of like crinkle, and as soon as they're, there's this picture 2. Picture 1, he looks crisp, clean. But as soon as you hit picture 2, it all like crinkles and it looks cheaper and less. Which I think Nemesis did the same, but that was all one color. This all kind of like, it doesn't hide that.
Yeah. And I didn't see him do the Picard maneuver once. I was very disappointed. He should have come out and done that at least once.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good uniform. I think it's interesting to see there's 2 uniforms in the same show. It's a clever way of making the money, and to see cosplayers and such. But it's I don't know, does it stand out more? Does it stand out less than the other one?
Than the newer one.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either. The newer one's more reminiscent of like Voyager style,
Which is funny because this still has the same like line, just different.
I know.
But it feels so different.
I actually prefer, I think, the older style here than the one from the current. I think it looks a little more dynamic.
Well, Stuart, let's see them side by side then, as of course I did a graphic where you've got the official evolution of costume design. Clearly, the Nemesis was the outlier, because obviously before that you had Voyager, and then before that you had TNG, which were both primary colors. So this was the outlier, the movie, just like the Wrath of Khan was the movie fabric and such. So you should almost kind of ignore Nemesis, although it was used for many years. It was a long worn uniform. But if you put Voyager next to it, which I guess I'll have to do now in the edit, yeah, there's Voyager. But these 3, the actual 3, I mean, there's certainly no connection between Nemesis and them, but now you see them side by side of the new 2. How do they feel now?
I still prefer the older style. I like the black raised collar with the rank pips up there still. I think that's still a smarter look. And we even said with the new uniforms, with the rank pips down here, we would still prefer them up on the collar. I think it would just look better.
But it instantly does look better. Even with Raffi having, one black pip and the weather reflection, they all look black, they still pop more. Yeah.
So yeah, I prefer the 2385 style. Sorry. I mean, the new ones are nice, but the new ones feel a little bit too fan filmy. at least there's more attention, like more detailing and more more going on with the older style.
Yeah, they both feel like Star Trek Online concepts where you can do anything in between. Because in the new middle era one, you're wondering, well, why is there a line? Why is there a slit? And yes, Picard has a extra bonus rank thing there, but it doesn't fill it. So if it doesn't fill it, then why? What could fill in the rest of the, the higher up admiral? So the uniform's just designed for admirals. The higher up admiral you get, the more you get. That it just feels like an empty non-space, and the new uniform feels very plain because everything's sort of one color, black. Like and then you look at Nemesis, you've got the fabricy feel of the jacket with the lining, with the outer thing, which gives it a certain three dimensionality. You've got the distinct color, which pops the blank pips a pop. You also got the middle line, which gives it all detail. It feels more like a jacket, like a slip-on jacket, because it is. Whereas the other two ones obviously zipped at the back, so they're more like crisp and whatever. But I mean, Nemesis one looks more expensive. Would you say?
Actually, I think the Nemesis one looks a little more cheap in this comparison photo.
Although considering I know how much they cost to make because we're making them for my fan film, they are one of the most expensive ones. That and Wrath of Khan are the most expensive uniforms to build.
It feels very it's two piece. Obviously, it just I don't know. I prefer the 2385 one. I'm not saying I don't like the Nemesis style. I really do, but
they should just have filled in the hole, the slit, or leave a bit for sub ranks. It just feels unfinished. But the Admiral's one does look better, I think. When you add in that color, that secondary color, it helps. And the red I think pops better. So his I think looks better overall.
Yeah, and out of the Admiral's uniforms we've looked at over the years, this one's a lot more like a standard uniform, just with a little bit of extra striping down the sides and then the gold. It seems more in line with an actual uniform, because we've seen some wonky Admiral's uniforms over the years. So I really do like the extra stripes down at the front. Kind of gives that sculpted shape,
And I thought it'd be too much, but when you do the close up and just see, or the mid shot, you see just it going down, it kind of adds the shape, like I said, to the uniform. But when he's walking or sitting down, you can't really. They don't look like they don't look like they're there even. So they're kind of subtler than he thought they were going to be, based on what we saw in real life. And in fact, there's a side view which ends at 540, which the way it goes down makes it look like it's a wraparound or like a Wrath of Khan style with an open flap. Kind of gives extra shape. But yeah, it's just worth talking about these to see them in comparison, to see how it looked. And all credit to CBS and the team for designing two uniforms. That's awesome. And it definitely helps differentiate the era swap, the differences. And they are both definitely interesting. And I hope to see more of these flashbacks or of this era.
Yes. I'm sure we will, actually. At least I hope we do. It seems to be flashbacks in every episode, so hopefully that kind of keeps up. It would be kind of nice. But yeah, I agree. Kudos to them for creating two new uniforms for the show. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for the uniform talk for today. What do you guys think? Comment down below which one you like better and why. We love reading your comments, and you guys just engaging with each other in the comment section is fantastic. We love to build that community. So, and speaking of community, if you want to join us for lives, you can do so every week. We do lives at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 10 in the UK. And please join us, because we have a great group of people that join us on a regular basis, and it generates a lot of fantastic discussion. And you can support the show at the same time by sending us super chats. Or if you don't want to join the lives, or you're working or whatever, and you want to support the show anyway, there's different ways. You can do Patreon, which is our monthly subscription service, which helps us out. Even like $2 a month it's fantastic. It adds up for us. It's less than a cup of coffee for you, but it really makes a big deal to us. Or head on over to trekyards.com, click that donate button. That is a PayPal donation. Again, PayPal information is down below as well. And yeah, just try to support us as best you can, even just by sharing the videos around.
Well, I was about to say the free way, obviously, is just sharing, is liking. Make sure you are subscribed, because while YouTube is a fickle mistress, if you click the subscribe button and the bell, you have partial chance of being alerted. But do be assured that during Picard and Discovery, and I'm sure Lower Decks and Prodigy, that we will be releasing videos every single week, so do tune in normally at 3 or 5 p.m. GMT, so quite early for the rest of the world, but it's likely that whatever day you are, you'll see a new Trek Gods video of us discussing a topic, thought, or the lives, which we always do at 10 p.m. GMT, and they kind of go as long as they go. I said something special, but that's for the most part what we do. So yeah, there you go. Easy ways, easy things. Come join and watch videos and say hi.
That's right. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Full.
I'm Connor Kungs. Bye, guys.
See you later.